I'm on my way to the studio, or about to get on my way to the studio, and I actually have a hike with a friend later, and I have this sort of shacket and that jacket. So I actually need to go get a hat. I have gloves in here too, so I'm gonna need to get a hat and maybe a thicker jacket. Okay, so I have my hat and I have my scarf as well as a thicker jacket, so it's time to get on the road. Okay, so I made it to the studio, and something really exciting is that there's no one in here, which means I can keep the lights off. I actually have a little bit of work to do. I came in yesterday and prepped for some of the things that I wanted to do this year. So today I'm just going to be a little bit more meticulous, try to document in my art journal some of the sizes, the measurements, and sort of divide up the clay that I want to work with. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Hopefully I can do like a little time lapse or something. Hey everyone, so now that I've finished prepping most of the clay, I actually wanted to share with you some of the goals that I set for 2024 as far as ceramic goes, and how I plan to accomplish some of that. So a few days ago, I posted on my channel the top 4 goals that I had for this year. The first was to post more of my finished pieces on YouTube. So the goal is to probably do that through shorts. I think it's a little more difficult to do longer form videos for a sort of moment in time or a single product. So I'll probably use my shorts primarily to show you some of the pieces that I finished. The second thing that I wanted to do was tell better stories. And I'm starting with this one, sort of introducing you to myself, what my goals are, and how I want to go about them. It's going to take a lot more thinking, I realize, to like formulate the story, tell the story in an interesting and engaging way. So that's one thing, or one way I'm going to tell better stories, is hopefully through this channel, in the studio, and showing you guys my journey. The third goal that I have is to find a standard glaze set for the clay that I'm using. I'm using charcoal by Aardvark, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty groggy, raw, earth-like, and very, very black. So I'm trying to find glazes of my own that I can use that'll sort of showcase that texture, as well as create its own sort of ambiance. I have a company called Warm Hearted, and what I'd like to do is find a way to make that black warmer through some of the glazes that I'm going to use. So to start out with that goal, I actually did order 4 glazes from Blick Art Materials. The 4 glazes that I got are Toasted Sage, which I have used before on the obsidian clay by Amico. Sea Glass, which I think is one of the new Speedball mid-fire glazes. Orange Creamsicle by Speedball. Champagne Quartz by Speedball. Himalayan Salt by Mako. And Birch by Mako. So all of those are mid-fire glazes, and I'm excited to have those. I've got some test tiles ready to test those glazes. I only made 4 test tiles, and I realize I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glazes. So I'm gonna have to make more test tiles, but that's no problem. I'll probably get that done next week. The last sort of pottery goal that I had was to sell some pieces on my website. So my website is Warm Hearted Co. I realized that I've got to get some finished pieces, some pieces that I'm proud of, some pieces that I want to share, pieces that don't blow up in the kiln or get lost in my home somewhere. So I have a list of ideas that I wanted to sort of pursue in this first half of the year and see how I do with those. The first idea, pottery idea that I had is to build a fully hand-built set. So that hand-built set is going to have 2 plates, 2 cups, 2 bowls, and then 2 smaller plates. I'm really excited about that because I hand-built my first cup last month, and that was really fun. I was really surprised with how well it came out. It's actually pretty functional, so I want to do that again and post that here on YouTube as well as on my website for sale. The second goal or idea that I had was to fully throw a set on the wheel. So it's the same thing, 2 cups, 2 bowls, 2 plates, 2 smaller plates. But the thing here is I kind of want to find new techniques and new ways of doing some of the same stuff that I've been doing. So the goal there is to try out new techniques, 2 techniques, and then pick which one I like the most and then throw the set that way. The third goal or idea that I had was playing with texture and carving. The clay that I use has a lot of texture already, but I've not yet tried carving into my pieces. So I want to try that out. I want to see how the glaze falls on different carving methods. So that'll be really fun. The fourth idea that I had is plate bowls. So I made a couple plate bowls that I'll hopefully share here in video that I really like, and that seems to be really trendy. It's one of the most functional pieces that I have, and I think other people love them because they're functional too. So I'm gonna make more of those. That's gonna give me a chance to play around with the glazes that I buy, so that's going to be really fun. So now that I have my goals and my ideas written down in my art notebook, I also wanted to add a way for me to track those goals and ideas that I have. So what I've done is actually created a page for each item, the bowls, the cups, and the plates, so that I can track it throughout its process. On the page, I have the weight of the prep clay, the number of prep clay balls that I have, as well as the color and location of the bags that I have for each of the items. I have so much stuff on my shelf. I should probably organize that today or next week, but that's besides the point. Let me tell you what's on these pages. So on each page, I've allocated a number of prep pieces for each of my ideas that I had. So I have 2 pieces allocated to hand building, 2 pieces allocated to trying a new method on the wheel, and 2 pieces allocated to whichever method I love on the wheel and throwing that item on the wheel. So I have all of those items for my bowls, my cups, my plates, and my small plates. I think what I'm gonna do there is make a series for each item. So maybe I'll have a series for bowls, and in that series I'll have a prep episode, a hand building episode, a trying new things episode, and a wheel throwing episode. So I just came up with that idea on the fly, but let me know what you guys think about it. I'll probably post it that way for the new year. Now that I have my goals, my ideas, and my tracking system out of my head and into my art notebook, it's time for me to clean up and get ready for my hike.